Welcome back. It's your best friends. It's Austin.
And it's Sean.
And it's Devin.
Devin Dwyer, second guest ever on
Glad
Your
to be
Best
here.
Friends podcast.
That is
I'm honored.
One of your best friends. Since he's our best friend and you're our best friend,
Oh,
he's basically your best friend.
so we
To
can
the
just set
viewers,
up
Through
that
the
is,
transitive
yeah.
property,
Yeah,
he is your best
I'm
friend.
right there.
Yes, we just did our taxes, and I think that would come up on his tax return. So, yeah,
I think
Oh, yeah.
very,
I got-
very important.
I got duped by the
That is very
government.
important.
That's the one thing. It's the one thing I know.
You know, the way you
You
worded that
called
made
me.
it sound
You called me
like,
during your taxes, and I was like, "Yeah, that's."
I called both of you. Sean
true.
did
Wow.
nothing to help.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I tried my best.
Wow, Sean.
He
I
said,
tried
"I'm
my
not sure
best
about
with the
this."
knowledge given.
He said, I don't know. I'll get back to you," and then proceeded
I
to
never
not
did.
get back to me.
Oh,
So,
wait, did you call him before me or after me?
I did call Sean before because
Wow.
you hadn't
All
done a
right,
W-2 in a while. So I was like,
No, I see what this is.
Sean's a pro Chick-fil-A employee. I know he's been through the W-2 process.
That's true. Best in the
Oh, I've
biz.
done a W2 booth. Like I did a W2 like 3 days ago. What are you talking about?
Dude,
Oh,
the
wait,
way
yeah,
you,
you did a W-2 this past year.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Whatever.
You stinker.
the way you worded that made it sound like we all got on our call and did our taxes together. Just like
Oh, we didn't.
just as a
We
group,
definitely
little
did
group
not.
project.
I did them in this room right here.
Make it a lot more fun.
It would.
I
That would, yeah. It's a good
maybe
point.
next year.
That's
we
a good
probably-
Maybe
idea.
next year.
We'd all just be like mad though on the call. Just be like, oh,
Really true. Just
gotta pay for
bickering.
this.
Like, and
Yeah.
we'd start arguing for no reason, probably. just because we're mad.
Yeah, that's probably true.
or conspire against the government.
It's true. Whichever
I'll
comes
pass on that
first,
one.
Yeah, exactly.
or both.
All three. Anyway, how was your week, Sean?
Short. I mean, last
It
time
was
we did this podcast
short.
was only a couple days ago, but I would say it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Busy.
The reason we're recording so early is because Sean and I are going to the great state of Ohio for a big competition, big drum competition. So
Home state for me.
no, we're not in a band. But anyway, long conversation. Yeah.
I love the vagueness
So that'll
of big drum
be-
competition.
Yeah, I know. You like it? It's just
Mhm.
a big drum competition.
Whatever
That's
you
pretty
wanna
much what it
think.
is.
We've explained it in a previous episode, so go back and
Yeah,
listen
we
to all our
have.
episodes.
Yeah,
It's that thing. Yeah, go back to the other one.
find one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Dayton, Ohio, and the very northern tip top of Kentucky. So that'll be Tuesday through Sunday. We normally record on Thursday, so that's why this is coming out on Monday. So yeah, my answer to how was my week is also short.
Yes.
Just trying to rest up before it gets crazy. So
How many
yeah,
days occurred between the last podcast was
Thursday.
Thursday? So it's
Yeah.
basically just how was the weekend at that point.
yeah, the weekend was good.
Yeah, was good.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's like a biased perspective though. I feel like if everybody measured happiness of a week through the weekends. it's
Well, yeah, but
just
our
not.
weekends are so different than most people.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
That is true.
Mm.
And we see each other on the weekends. So I mean, like him asking me how my weekend was. I mean,
It's almost redundant.
Yeah,
at that
funny.
point. You were there.
We've
He was there.
definitely already talked about it
Yeah, pretty
before
much.
now, like multiple times.
Yeah.
And we check in like every hour probably about how it's going. It's
yeah,
just how it
actively.
goes.
Yep.
Yeah, I know
But
exactly
Devin,
how his weekend's going,
how's your week and weekend?
and
It's,
all of the past forever since you've been on the podcast, which is your whole life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've had a pretty good life. To focus just on this week, we'll start with square one.
I was
It's like
born.
a big difference right now between my week and my weekend because I've been like super busy just with like a bunch of school stuff going on, work stuff, and just like, so my weeks are crazy. But then this weekend, I just like went and hung out at the lake. So it's like I go from like just work a bunch for like 4 days and then absolutely chilling. So
Work
it
hard,
depends
play hard.
on- Yeah, exactly. But it's hard.
Do you like that?
I don't think I'm good at it because I'm not like I'll be like chilling, and then if I'm chilling like and get a little bit bored, I'm like I could be doing a little bit of work to make my next week not suck as much. But then I'm not relaxing where I should be chilling.
Yeah, I do that too.
It's a tough balance because it's like I
I'm
bet
really bad at chilling.
if I did like a little bit
Yeah.
of work, I probably would make my next week a little bit easier. but then it's like my whole weekend wasn't dedicated to just chilling. So do I like sacrifice some of my ability to relax?
Good question.
That's a good question.
So it's also a good problem to have.
Yes.
Mm.
Also a good problem to have. Yeah. Over the course of this semester, I feel like I've learned how much I enjoy having my schedule stacked. Just because I've been like so busy going from place to place. I feel like there's no time to stress about things. You know what I mean? You just kind of have to be present just due
You
to the
do it
nature
straight.
of the next thing happening, which is nice. And then it makes the relaxing time just so rewarding.
Mm.
That's very true.
But yeah, I'm the same way. If I have like an overwhelming amount of relaxing time, like after this week when me and Austin go traveling and the whole season ends, it's just like my weekends are gonna be like, now what?
Yeah,
Mm.
same.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Mm.
I'm gonna be very free for quite a many weekends.
Y'all have like immediate plans for like after coming up, or is it just like?
I mean, I
Relaxed.
know that Kendall and I have decided we're not gonna do it. Like, we're not gonna schedule anything at all the first weekend after we're done,
Nice.
which is not this coming weekend, but the next.
Mm.
Just
Nice.
chilling. Like, if we want to go do something, we'll go do something, but there's no plan to it.
You should travel or go somewhere.
Yeah, but we've been going somewhere. You know what I
that's
mean?
fair.
So there hasn't been a weekend. Man, except for Christmas and Thanksgiving, I think since August, I've been busy every single weekend.
I like the fact too that y'all are dedicating it to like literally doing like leaving it open, because the thing about all these past weekends is that not that it wasn't like relaxing or anything, but there was a schedule, right? There was some that you were doing at a certain time.
Yeah.
And so like, I guess to appreciate the fact that that's ending, you're like, let me just leave it completely open to show the exact opposite of what I've been doing.
Completely open. Yep. Yeah. It's so regimented and like, yeah, you had to be in a specific spot at a specific time, doing a specific thing, and that specific thing is extremely specific. So yeah, I don't want to do anything. Not to say the word again, but I don't want to do anything specific. Anyone who hates that word, I'm very sorry. You can just scroll through the next 5 minutes because I'm probably going to say it again.
We know that
Be a
word's
weird word to have a gripe
controversial
with.
anyway.
Yeah, the word controversial, we say that too much, so controversial.
Specifically controversial.
That's what we were told. But
What we were told.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, by our Jamie.
Interesting. Just use it.
It's like
You
mentally
use that word too
unpacking
much,
that.
apparently.
Interesting.
Interesting.
All
You
right,
make
Well,
boys.
that was a good
conscious
take.
efforts.
Good take on the weekends versus the weeks. Devin.
Yeah,
Mm.
Guest Devin.
Gavin. I have an article for y'all.
I love it.
If
Can't wait.
you guys want to take a look at this here article.
Yeah. So each week we do.
Oh, what is that?
Look at this.
Cloudmusicsuite.com.
That's beautiful
This
looking.
episode is brought to you by Cloud Music Suite. All right.
Since a long time ago.
Mm.
Yeah. So Austin, you want to finish explaining the article?
I would love to. We each week do an article. Some weeks Sean does it. Other weeks I do it. I don't remember if it's even or odds right now, so please forgive me. Yeah. So that's what we do. And we review the website as well. So this is a blind react. I've never seen this article in my life.
Let's do it. The science behind Sweden's 6-hour workday. So this is actually kind of an interesting segue. We were talking about being busy and weekends and stuff like that. Yeah. So this is it's technically a blog. So I don't know if you want to consider it an article, but it's off of the Trello website. If people aren't, but do you guys know what Trello is? I'm sure Devin does, but Austin, do you know what Trello is?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into it. It's pretty short. So we got 6 hours are better than 8. Sweden has made headlines recently for switching to a 6-hour workday rather than the standard 8 hours. Started as an experiment at the Toyota plant. And
did you guys know there was a Toyota plant in Sweden?
I did not.
That would only be
I thought these were
Japan.
Japanese made cars.
They are. I don't know what. Maybe like. Nah, I did not know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's a lot more expensive to ship a whole car, then the car parts. So maybe they
Yeah.
just send all the stuff there and then
That's a
make
good
them there.
point. Do you think they have plants in multiple countries?
Yeah, I mean, I think most car companies do.
Does that make
Like
sense?
Tesla does, and they're not even that huge of a car company.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So the idea is that companies will have more productive, happy workers. Let's see, more time to have leisure time. Okay, so here we go. Parkinson's law. So it states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. For example, if you allot 5 hours to complete a task that could arguably be done in 2, you will inevitably fill all 5 of those hours with quote work. So I don't know about you guys. I mean, I have pretty low work experience. You know what I mean? So, whoever's listening, take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. But I feel like when it comes to having a set amount of time during the day to do work, like when I was working like a 40-hour a week job, I feel like I ended up just wasting way more time than I could have been. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could have gotten tasks done in very short a period of time, especially if it was like encouraged that I've completed my day in 5 hours rather than 8 hours or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, I agree. And I've noticed the same thing. It's like, if you allow yourself a ton of time, if you can expand it like weeks, right? That's why procrastination is a thing, I guess. Oh, I have 2 weeks to complete this project or whatever the thing is that you're working on. When does the general population normally start and finish the work? The last day of the 14 days that they had. So yeah, and you could say technically all of that project actually took you the whole 14 days, but did it really? No, it took you like 1 day, maybe 2, and you could have just finished it the first 2 days that you had it.
Yeah.
Classic example is like an assignment or like a project that you've been assigned at the very beginning of a semester or something, and you don't do it until the last week. But you could have done it at any time, and you could have turned it in at any time, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Big scale and small scale.
I feel like a lot of it comes down to like 2 things, which is the field of like the type of work that you're doing and like whether or not like the people enjoy it and like get engrossed in it, or it's whether something it's just like they have a task that they need to get done and that's just the only reason they have that goal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like a lot of the like 40-hour work week culture started with like manufacturing jobs, right? And it was
did, yeah.
It was like with people having to put things together by hand. And it's like those tasks took like a very long amount of time, but like the times have changed a lot. And a lot of that stuff is automated. And now it's kind of like a weird, I don't know, like some jobs you could probably argue it takes about that time, but then a lot of jobs you could definitely argue it takes half the time to get stuff done.
Yep. And then people are being paid hourly. So yeah, I don't know. I think hourly pay sucks.
Huge
like,
too.
Horrible. Yeah. And then I also think just the 40-hour work week in general is like trash. What a horrible model. Yeah, I think exactly what's being said in this article here is true. People are like unhappy. They don't see their family as much as they would want to. They end up hating where they work rather than loving where they work. Everything becomes a mundane task because like the work's not that fulfilling because it takes so long and there's no problem solving that needs to happen. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be unpacked here, but
and
I think the work week is really dumb how it is.
Yeah, I agree. Have you guys ever read the book Deep Work? I'm failing to remember who wrote it.
I have not.
I have it. I need to read it, but I know some aspects of it. It basically goes into how people delegate their tasks to deep work and shallow work, and deep work is like considered like your flow state time. You get engrossed into the work that you're trying to do, and then shallow work is like answering emails, doing like very like mundane, like half-assed tasks in your brain. And he goes into the science about how like most people have like a capacity for the amount of deep work that can actually accomplish in the day, and deep work is actually where the stuff that needs to get done gets done. And it's like the 40-hour work week, I feel like it's just filled up with mostly shallow work and mostly meetings that aren't important. And I don't know, I like that
emails
I got a question. It just made me think about it with the deep work and the shallow work. Let's say y'all have 2 hours of like deep work. Let's say like I'm just putting an estimate of like how long you would assume it would take, but you have a task that you would consider like deep work that you need to do, and then you also have like 2 hours worth, let's say, shallow work that you're gonna do. Do you guys have like an order that you like generally will take it when you're like just getting into a work session, or is it like just whatever is most pressing? Because I feel like I shape what I do off of like for example, when I get into like starting to do some work and I have a bunch of different shit that I need to do, whatever is like quick, easy, like low thought, I'll try to do first so I can just like kind of get into a work state. And then once I feel good, I'll kind of try to get more into the deeper stuff, because then I feel like I'm like tuned out all the distractions that I was doing before. And now it's like I'm in an actual working state.
I feel like it
I
depends.
feel like it depends on the day.
Yeah. It depends on the day and the task for me. I don't know. I'm typically like a morning person, so I like to get most of my deep work done at the start of the day. But
Mm.
like if the task, I don't know. I mean, we talk a lot about school, a lot of classes and work that I have to do is a lot of stuff that just needs to get done, like writing papers and stuff, but still could arguably be considered deep work. That takes me a long time to get into a flow state in order to complete it. And so sometimes I'll try to do what you said, which is like ease into it by doing some smaller tasks in order to get into it. Or, but if it's like, I don't know, a passion project or some kind of software engineering task that I want to complete, I'll jump right into it if it excites me.
Yeah, same. If it's a mundane thing that I have to work through, I gotta get some little W's, little
Yeah.
dubs before I get into the big dub. So,
Yeah.
but if it's like I really enjoy this thing, it doesn't take, I don't know, it doesn't take more than, snap of the fingers and it could be in there if I need to be in there.
Isn't that interesting that we need to like we need to like remind ourselves of how good it feels to complete a task, to like get ourselves to dedicate long enough for the bigger ones. Because it's like we'll do it and we'll be like, what am I even doing this for? Like working on it for so long, versus as opposed to like we'll knock a couple of things off and like remember how it feels to like clear off that checklist. And then we're like, okay, I guess I'll sacrifice 2 hours to type this paper or something.
Yeah. It feels like you're getting something done instead of running in place. Yeah. That's a good point too. Like if it's like a 6-hour task that you have to complete and you're starting the day with that, like that can feel like you're just running in place. But
Yeah,
it's like
100%.
if I get up and I like do some chores, answer some emails, do some laundry, something that like feels like I'm actually knocking things out of the way that I know I need to get done. It feels like I'm not just running in place, I'm actually progressing. So
definitely. I feel like that's why it's always like I've heard the time so much about make your bed first thing in the morning. It's like that is like a W right off the rip. Yeah. But like you get that, you remind yourself what it feels like to complete a task and then get into more shit.
Yeah, that's the OG. Yeah, right here it also is
first person I heard talk about that was Tim Ferriss.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Who did I want to say it was Jocko Willink or something who I heard
sounds about right.
That. Yeah. Or like Jordan Peterson or something.
I think mine was Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, he has the set your house in perfect order rule and his 12 rules for life. Yeah, it's a good book. Yeah, this goes into talking about like distractions too. That's the other thing is like people will start to get into deep work and then they'll think of something else, or they'll have their phone and take personal calls or look at social media and stuff like that. Especially now with like working at home, I feel like that's a big thing. Is like probably more people are looking at social media and like laying in bed before they get up for their meetings and stuff like that. Multitasking, that's another one. But yeah, that's that's pretty much my article. This article basically talks about how like a lot of Swedish companies are going down from 8 hours a day to 6 hours a day, which is, the United States, I feel like, is pushing 60 to 80 for some jobs.
Yep.
And it's talking about how it's actually been more productive and it's skyrocketing profits and all that stuff. So
yeah, I just hate how companies or whoever the employer is, they're just so, I don't know if this is the right word, but like frivolous with how long they'll hold you past your work hours. like extra meetings that are supposed to be like a tail end of the workday that just go on and on and on. It's like, dude. And then they'll send you this update email that you're supposed to check in on before you come in. On like, come on, like, what are we doing? I don't know. A lot of jobs don't pay you nearly enough to steal your whole life, which is what it ends up trying to be.
Yeah.
Nothing will hate you. Like nothing will make you be more against that like small talk banter stuff than when it's like a meeting at the end of the day that's holding
Hate
you
it.
over till when you leave.
Hate it
Nothing
so
sucks.
much.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is not my life. Like, this is.
Yeah.
I'll just go into like how I kind of view jobs in general. My job, I think probably forever, as long as I hold a like traditional job, is going to be what I call my fake job. It's the job that allows me to do my real job, which is deal with the things I want to deal with and work on the things I want to work on. So it's just a way for me to accumulate cash, because then I can do things with that cash. And it is a slightly deeper level of security than what I have with my own things, because I know I'm going to get a certain amount of hours and a certain amount of money each month. And to be honest, most jobs you can slack real hard for like 3 to 6 months at a time and no consequences. Probably going to still get your quarterly raise because that's just like standard. And you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think a job is normally just going to be a fake job. And then I'll have my other things that are my real job.
Yeah. I think that's a good way of looking at it. I feel like that's a motivation too. I feel like a lot of people get trapped in like the next step of my life is work until I can't. You know what I mean? And it's like,
So
this
I'm
is my job
65 and my
and I'm
brain
just gonna
doesn't.
keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like you're looking at it as like, this is just a feeder. Like this is just feeding the thing that's actually going to be making me money and actually going to make me feel fulfilled. And
Yeah.
Like that's another reason why 8-hour workdays suck, because if you're working a 9 to 5, 5 days a week, it's hard not to get into that thought loop of like 5 out of 7 days a week. I'm like, while the sun is up, I'm going to be doing this fake job. You know what I'm saying? I'm be doing like whatever bullshit I have to do right here. And it's just like, it's a big chunk of time. It's easy to get to like slip into like seeing that as like your whole life at that point is pretty much dedicated to like that.
Yeah,
that's true. You'll lose motivation for the side projects if you're like looking at your life as like, dang, I really don't have that much time to do the things I want to do. And then you get home and you're tired. And
100%. The last
thing
thing
I also like stuck indoors and like
bad lighting,
crappy air, crappy lighting, bad air. You know, like I'm not a doctor, I'm not an air quality specialist, but like I've read many times that like indoor air is 20x as bad as the air you breathe when you go outside and you're like around trees and stuff. I'm sure in some cities that's not the case, but I know where all of us live, and pretty good air quality where we are. So just worries me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, like, are we really tired because we as the collective of the people who worked throughout 9 to 5, are we tired because we worked hard? Are we tired because we used our brain capacity? Are we tired because we really put ourselves in this? Or are we tired because we were in crappy lighting, crappy air quality with somewhat meaningless interactions that we probably don't really care about?
Yeah.
And that's why we're drained. I think that's the reason.
And going to the food court at lunch, getting fed crappy food, leaving the workday and being too tired to make dinner, so you go to the Wendy's drive-through. You get shitty sleep because you fueled your body with garbage food and you have to do it all over again the next day.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
It is a vicious cycle.
And I remember the first time. Sorry, Devin. You nope. You go ahead.
I was just saying, getting out of it is like I don't know, that takes like the most energy out of all of it. Like when you feel in the shittiest places, when it takes the most energy to get out of a cycle like that, which is the fucked part about it.
Yeah,
there's a fucked part about it. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever heard someone say, just like give this whole spiel about, well, when you wake up, you make breakfast, and then you sit down and you eat your breakfast, and then you get your stuff ready, and then you sit down in your car and you drive to work for 30 minutes. And then you get to work and you walk up the stairs and you sit down until lunch. And then you go get lunch and you sit down and then you eat your lunch. And then you walk back to your desk and then you sit down until about 5. And then you get to your car, you sit down. And it's like, it just keeps going through all these things. He's like, and then you're so tired from all this stuff you've been doing. So you sit down at the TV and you eat your dinner. And then you're like, oh, well, guess it's time to go to bed. And then you lay down. It's so ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? What are we, an animal or are we a freaking robot? Like, animals need to move. They need to be in different positions. You need to like exercise your body. I don't even know, not even exercise, just movement. Movement's so important and it is lacking. Yeah.
And the weird thing too is like a lot of people, like there's a lot of people out there that work that 9 to 5 and they're like, they don't want to just like have done nothing throughout the day. So like maybe before work, they'll like go to the gym, but then it's like, we're just putting a super, and like, I'm all about the gym, but we're putting a super condensed period of time that you get all of your energy, all of your physical activity, and then just go back to the stationary for like the other majority of the day.
Exactly.
And so,
yep. The meathead couch potato works out for an hour a day and believes like, oh, well, I did my human duty for the day.
Yep.
I was honoring the animal that I am. And then now I'm just going to sit and do nothing. Like, that's just not how it works.
At least they hopefully eat better than those who don't.
Maybe.
Pack chicken and rice for
do.
lunch.
Or you're like, I got my workout in so I can eat like garbage.
Oh my God, that happens too.
Yeah.
I earned this Snickers bar, baby.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
I worked for this. I worked 1 hour out of the 24 hours a day for this. Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I can't sleep. So they have 1 to 2 glasses of wine. And then they're like, oh, I can fall asleep, but they're actually getting shittier sleep.
Dude, your heart is busted. You drink alcohol. Anyway.
And we're really dunking on Americans, huh?
It's not just Americans, it's just the developed world in general.
Yeah, we are tearing it up.
It's bad. We're really far off center as a society, and we need to get back. I don't know how it's gonna happen.
I think it's starting to. I think a lot of the push for mental health and like getting outside and stuff like that.
Well, I'll say this: there's a push for mental health, but I think it's all for naught because a lot of the things like we're talking about are not going to be addressed for maybe ever. Is lighting in schools ever going to be addressed at scale? Like,
oh no,
dude, no. It's always going to be that trash, crappy lighting. And if you're listening and you think I'm exaggerating, just look up what being under fluorescent lights all day does to you. We're never going to fix the air quality issue. 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning.
Like, I wake up, I have a natural, like, as I would go to school, like I remember going to high school, I would like, most of my lights would be like off in the kitchen, or like we have like pretty good like yellow lights, whatever, natural lighting. And I'm driving to school, sun is starting to rise. It's pretty beautiful. And then I get inside and I'm like locked in this cement box, which has like maybe 2 little windows in the back that half the time the teachers like will close the blinds on. And it's just like 8 panels of intense white light shining down on me off the rip. And it's like, I didn't realize how tired I felt until I got into this light, which makes me feel like I should be like the most awake person in the world.
That's a good point.
Crazy.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that's my article. Oh, I didn't rate the website. I feel like the website is I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. I would give it like great. I mean, it is a blog, but I'd give it easily. Let's see. There's some ads and like some recommendations. There's one.
I think I'd give it a 7.
I'd give it a 7. Yeah.
That's a solid score. I like how at the top they had a bar that told you like where on the article you were at.
I like that a lot.
Oh yeah.
As you were scrolling. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Think a 7's good, Devin, or you want to go higher?
I'm gonna say 7. I just think
that is the highest ever. That's the highest ever.
That's the highest we've ever given. Yeah.
Then definitely we'll keep it at a 7. We got to leave room for growth.
That's
also, I just had a funny thought. Just imagine how funny it would be like if certain different places had like those like school lights. Like imagine you going to a bar at like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, that
And
sucks, man.
it's just all that fluorescent light. Everybody's face is looking greasy. No one's
That'd be
looking good
great.
in that light.
You know
Yeah,
how they
awesome.
have like themed locations, like themed restaurants and stuff, just like
Uh-huh.
office themed bar or something. You go and
Office
it's just,
themed
like
bar.
hard to read, and like you
Cubicles.
go get your beer from like a
vending
water
machine.
tap. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
instead of music on the speakers, it's just like telephones ringing over and over again.
No chance. I would hate that.
Oh my God. Some people would be all about that just for the memes, but that sounds horrible.
That would be pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah. And then right at
That's-
closing
By the
time,
way,
they
the
play
guy that
closing
wrote
time.
the guy that wrote Deep Work was Cal Newport.
That's
I feel like
right.
we shouldn't mention books if we don't say the author.
That name sounds familiar.
Thank you.
Cal Newport.
I'm reading a book by him right now. Digital Minimalism.
Really, by Cal Newport?
Yep.
He's a serial author, it seems.
Ooh.
You're about to say like a serial murderer.
Serial just
Dude, he's a serial killer. Why are you reading his books?
the serial killer has really just taken any other use of the word serial and just like
Yeah,
ruined
it's
it.
unfortunate.
Absolutely ruined it for people.
I won't allow it to do that.
Yeah.
I'm bringing it
You're
back.
taking a stand.
Whatever happened to
Single-handedly.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Anyway,
I get it.
thanks.
Do you get it, Devin?
Nope.
Cereal, bro. Cereal. Not with an S, with a C.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
That's
You
all.
back in there?
Yeah, I'm back in.
All
in.
right. He just took a little nap.
I was gonna let that one slide, but I'm glad. I'm glad you pointed out so I could point out that I had no idea.
I just had to check in on you. I was just worried about you.
He's still up. He's still mentally there.
Still there.
Mhm.
Sick. Well, do we want to get into thought of the week? Or do we want to
Yeah. Or let's do our
Top
top three
three.
first. We've been doing a lot of thoughts. So let's
Oh,
just
yeah,
do top three
yeah.
first.
Sounds good.
What top three you guys decided on a top three without me? So what's your top three? Give it to us, Sean.
So we're doing the top 3 fast food restaurants
Of all time?
of all time.
I ask that every time, by the way. I'm gonna keep doing
Oh.
that. Yeah.
I was
Every
like, that's
time you say
thought-provoking.
top three, I'm like, of all time?
Devin went-
I try to pick the parameters. I'm like, my brain's going so many places. I'm like, I need a box.
It's a
Set the
good thing to
parameters.
remind yourself. Yeah. Well, that's a big ass box of all time.
That's a big
Really,
box.
you said it far.
No, but I need to know if I'm talking like right now, how I feel, or like of all time.
Well, if you chose a franchise that existed before your life and ended before your life, I think you'd be lying.
I think he more so
Just-
means like when he was 5 years old and he went to a fast food restaurant versus
Yeah.
like now if he went to a
Mm.
Yeah.
I
go
don't
to
think he's
very
talking
different
about like
restaurants now.
1970s fast food.
Although no, I am taking that into account.
That's
Although,
a
of
thing
course,
too.
I haven't eaten their food, but I'm taking that into account.
Oh, so like
Not to
lifetime
sway
favorite.
anyone's answers, but I'm definitely taking longevity into account.
That's
I'm
fair.
definitely taking like ability to, because if you have longevity, you have pricing power, and if you have pricing power, that means you get a really good business model or a really good product or both.
That's a much more practical thought process as to mine, where I was just like, if someone was like, let's get
What
food
tastes
right now,
good?
Yeah. Where would I want to go?
That's where I've been at, Devin. I'm not,
Hmm.
I'm not as evaluating the longevity and
Dude, it's
Hmm.
important.
the deep.
I'm gonna trash
history.
on your picks then. That's what I'm gonna do.
No, that's a good. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, fair.
And I'll tell you
That's
you're
fine.
wrong, but
Thank you. Please do.
because I'm right here. I'm right now. I'm not talking about back then. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
you're
think
I'm talking
living in
about
the
Taco
present.
Bell. I'm not talking about Del Taco.
I'm
No,
making a
Taco's
prediction
still
right
around,
now.
bro.
It
I'm
is?
making
I
a
thought it
prediction
closed
right
down.
now.
Maybe not.
Make a
We're
prediction.
all gonna have a restaurant that is like the same between the three of us.
Yeah, I
like,
think so, too.
guaranteed.
Yeah, I
There's
think
no
there's
doubt
gonna
in
be
my
one
mind.
that's in the top three.
And it's like
Yeah.
pretty universal.
At least
are,
one.
Are we doing it in order? I don't want to do it in order.
I don't know if I could.
I don't want to do an order. I don't think I can.
I like,
I'm gonna. That's another one that I ask every time, and it's gonna always be a no. But I'm gonna keep asking.
I like how you
We're gonna
ask
keep
and then
asking.
immediately are like, but I wouldn't want to do that. So if you say you would, then you're going against
You're
me completely.
done. Yeah.
Exactly. And you're going against me, and you would not be my friend anymore. You definitely wouldn't be my best friend anymore.
Yeah. And this, I will turn this recording around.
Yeah, you're leaving the podcast immediately.
I'll
Just mute
upload
Devin.
this podcast reversed.
That'd be that'd be an April Fool's joke.
That would be an April Fool's joke.
Like, how'd you guys like the episode? And they're like, everyone feels like they're in
And
a
the
different universe.
title's backwards too.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
You know what? We'll keep it for
Year.
next year. April 1st.
Next year,
April Fools.
bro.
there you go.
That's a great idea.
I want to toss it
It's
to
funny.
Devin to be the first.
You want me to say the first?
Yeah.
No particular order,
All right.
remember?
Oh, so you want all three right now?
No.
No.
Give us one.
Just-
We'll go in a circle.
Okay, perfect. Because I definitely have one, not three yet. Chick-fil-A.
You say Chick-fil-A?
1,000%. Dude.
Give us your thesis. Why? Is it just because it's good?
All right, there's a couple reasons. So, first of all, I feel like you can get just like some pretty basic shit and it'll smack regardless. Like I could get just the chicken sandwich and that's it. And it's bread and chicken and maybe 2 pickles,
So
which only
good.
takes up like a quarter of the sandwich.
No, not
it
maybe.
fucking
Always,
smacks.
and it's the worst.
Always. And all right, one complaint that I have: waffle fries overrated. I think they're all right, but like they're a little bit harder to eat than regular fries.
They're good
just-
though.
They're good, but I just don't.
Do you
think
eat your fries
they're
with
as-
sauce? Like,
That's
would
the
you have
thing.
any?
I'll eat waffle fries with sauce. I don't eat regular fries with sauce.
That's the
Which
issue.
is just
You're not a sauce guy. They're perfect for sauce. They hold all the extra sauce.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Yeah.
very true, actually.
I bet that's the issue. What's your favorite fast food fry? If waffle
McDonald's.
fries are overrated, wait, what?
McDonald's.
I
Really?
would-
Forever my top fry.
Yeah, I would say McDonald's has really good fries.
You
I
ever had
really lo-
Arby's fries.
It's been a long
Nah.
time.
The mixes are good.
go
Curly
to
fries.
Arby's
I don't
like
even know
that?
if they still have them. I haven't been to Arby's in probably 15 years.
Yeah, same here.
How does everybody say that about Arby's and they're like they exist still?
Well, everyone 15 years ago went.
They're still cashing off that big 15 years.
That's true.
That's right.
they killed it. Earnings went at an all-time high.
Yes.
That was the market. Yeah, I mean, I like the waffle fries. I really like the waffle fries, but I'm the same way. I think if I had to choose a different fry, I do like sauces. I really like the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Hmm.
But
That's
if I had to
controversial. Did
choose-
you know that? Speaking of that word,
Why?
people
Wait,
don't,
why?
some people hate Chick-fil-A sauce, bro. Some people like detest it. They're like they'll like make gagging sounds if you bring it up.
Dude, it's so
Really?
good, and you can buy a tub of it at the store now. Apparently,
All right.
fun fact: before that happened,
No, it's good.
people you could I saw this on the internet. People were selling like packages of Chick-fil-A sauce for like $20, like a set of 20 for $20 because they would just
Dollar
go in and
per
get it for free
sauce?
and then they would like sell it on eBay, and for some reason people bought it. I don't know, it's pretty
Mm.
crazy.
Never.
Yeah,
Why? That's
I
a
don't know.
wow. That proves to me that there's been too much money printed. There's too much money in the system. That's ridiculous.
Yes,
That's what I think about when I see like NFTs and all that
Yep.
junk. I'm like, oh my god, there's
100%.
too much money in the system. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hyperinflation.
and
Inflation, here we come.
virtual real estate next to Snoop Dogg and
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, $2 million
Metaverse.
virtual real estate in metaverse. Yeah. Yeah. Where are we? Anyway,
yeah, it's good.
that's part of the American dream now. You have to have your home and then you have to have your virtual home. And if you're
That's
not
right.
next to all right, anyway, sorry.
You're behind.
Let's get on to the next. So I like your Chick-fil-A pick
Mhm.
so much that's also my first pick. I was going to go in a different order just to like bring it back, but Chick-fil-A has to be in the top 3. Dude, if for no other reason than when COVID happened, they handled that better than any
Anybody.
restaurant, any company at all. Like they handled it the best. They have the most efficient, like Kendall tells me, their app, perfect.
It's a really good app.
The amount,
The only
the
app
amount
I'll
of
use.
people that go through a Chick-fil-A in a day is just mind blowing to me. I'm like, look how efficient this freaking machine is right here. And how do they get these employees that are like little angels? They're all just so nice. I don't
Almost
know.
too perfect.
They have to profile the fuck
It's
out
almost
of
too
everyone that comes, and they're like, "Oh no, you're not the." I'm not gonna get too not gonna get too inappropriate here, but definitely not you for all these surface level reasons, and then they won't hire certain people.
Dude,
Anyway.
also, I'll pull up to a Chick-fil-A. There'll be like 20 cars going out the back. I'm not even worried about it. I pull up to like Bojangles. There's 7 cars. I'm stressing. I'm like, this is going to take 30
I'm gonna be
minutes.
late to the next.
Yes, dude.
You're
Jesus.
so right.
That's such a good point. Well, I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball and say that my third one is also Chick-fil-A.
And there it
they're
is.
my
It
first
has
one.
to be in the
Prediction.
top 3. Dude,
Prediction
they're so
completed.
consistent, man. So consistent, Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Jeez. And their
Chick-fil-A is
milkshakes
great.
smack. I thought it was so
Yeah,
funny
they
too.
do.
During COVID, you know how like they stopped doing, or I don't even know if it was COVID, but they stopped doing the order thing and just had the people out there.
Yeah.
And someone
Yeah.
pointed out to me, and it was so funny. Everybody knows Chick-fil-A's like menu so well that like you don't even have to see it when you pull up, because they're coming to take your order before you're even at the menu.
Oh,
And you're
that's a good
still
point.
just knowing what you want. Mm-hmm.
It's
Good point.
hilarious. I didn't think about that.
Wow. That's a very good point. Yeah, either you're going to get a chicken sandwich or you're going to get some chicken nuggets or you're going to get some other chicken. Yeah, they're
Or spicy
They're great.
chicken.
Uh-huh.
spicy chicken.
Mhm.
Put a different kind of cheese on it. It's a whole different meal.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a balanced diet. Oh yeah, pepper jack cheese in the morning and then
Mm.
cheddar cheese at night.
Yeah. Some lettuce. You gotta get your
Grilled
greens
nuggets
in
every
there.
now and then, you know.
Oh god. Also, last thing about Chick-fil-A, at least for me, they have Powerade. Not many places have Powerade, and I like Powerade.
I don't like Powerade.
I don't like how you have to go up. And I didn't like this as an employee of Chick-fil-A. I was an employee of Chick-fil-A for 3 years.
You're biased.
Yes,
Mm.
but I didn't like the fact that you had to go up and ask whoever's behind the counter to refill your drink. I thought that was such a waste of time and energy. I understood why they wanted to do that, but with how busy they got, I thought it was a waste of time, and it should have just been
Why do
out
they
there.
do that?
I think it's just to keep a human connection.
that. It's to it's to
Ah.
foster like the customer service aspect of things. Like come ask,
Yeah, I
and
like it.
we'll serve it. I like the idea of it. I don't think in
Mhm.
practice it works as well as you think, especially when it's like crunch time and it's like you have a whole line of people. If you're coming in to ask for a drink, it's like I don't want to wait. Like I just want my refill. And then
Mhm.
if you're an employee, you're like stressing because it's like, oh, I have to get this dude's drink, but also this dude has like 7 sandwiches he needs. So,
Mm.
but yeah, that's like my only gripe. Everything else is pretty good.
Chick-fil-A. They
Good
might be
fast
the
food
goat.
restaurant. Yeah.
I think people like going to work there too, like applying, just know they're gonna have to be the Chick-fil-A like they know the type of vibe they're gonna have to be on, you know?
Yeah, they have their standards set so clearly. I don't even want to say they're like super high, but they're very clear. Like
Yeah.
if you can make memes about how nice Chick-fil-A people can be, like that's a good situation. Like if I was a CEO of Chick-fil-A, I'd feel so
I feel like I'm
proud.
killing it.
Those funny videos where like the kid like runs from like across the parking lot and he's like, "Oh, sorry, ma'am, have you been has someone taken your order yet?" And he like she was like video. Have you seen that video?
No.
I'm
Oh
not.
my god, it's so funny, dude. Like she's like recording from across the parking lot, way far away in like a mall parking lot. This kid's just sprinting to her, and then he like gets up to the window. He's like, has your order been taken yet, ma'am?"
Oh my
And he's
god.
like out of breath, can hardly talk.
Was it
So
real?
funny.
Jesus.
I don't know, but it made the point.
Yeah.
Mm.
True.
All
Great
right.
video.
All right, Devin.
So I have a question before I proceed because this changes a lot.
Oh no. That means I'm gonna have the same second choice as you. I
Is
think.
fast food decided
Damn
by
it.
like its ability to like have a drive-through or like
No. No.
it's like where do we set the bar? What do we say is like top level?
Okay, let's call it casual dining that you don't have to sit down for. You don't have to sit. You don't have to sit there.
Yeah, you're not
You get takeaway.
weighted.
Yeah. There's
I'm-
never a waiter or a waitress or a server, I should say.
Okay.
There's never a server, and you like order at a counter and then you leave with your stuff. Or you can sit down if you please.
This is getting specifics, but just to give a reference, this isn't in my top 3, but like what are McAllister's then? It's kind of like meant to be a sit down, but I go to a counter. I guess people will come up to me though and be like,
No,
ask
they
for
like
refills
take
and
your
stuff like
trash.
that.
Yeah,
Okay,
they like
that's
take
true.
your trash away. So no,
All right,
I would
all
say
right,
I would say
all
no to McAllister's. McAllister's
Well,
is like a diner situation.
Then my 100% after that clarification, second for sure, Chipotle. I'm getting a little
Yeah, I'm just
worried
gonna say
about
my second is also Chipotle.
My second is
second
also Chipotle. Dude,
Hey!
no way. No
All
way.
right, we spend too much time together, too much influence on each other. We should just end this podcast right now. People probably feel like they're listening to that same three people. They're like, these guys just agree on everything. No good conversations at all.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Okay, let me say
I don't
why
think our third
Chipotle
one is going to be the
is.
same.
I have a. I hope our third one's not the same. Just make something different, just so people
Yeah.
don't make fun of us.
Mine, I don't think we'll have the same.
I don't know. Anyway, I think Chipotle is so impressive to me with like how much they can raise prices, and I don't even care. Like I still go. Like it's getting really expensive when I go to Chipotle. I'm
getting
like,
really
dang,
bad.
it's how much? Okay, here you go. I'm not gonna change my habits. Like, yeah, of course I want the chips. Actually, I want a drink. I don't get a drink anywhere ever, but
It's
of course I want a drink
It's that
here.
much for double meat?
my God.
All right, throw it on there, I guess.
They're like, dude, why an extra $3? Wow. All right, this is gonna be amazing. And then I eat it and I love it and it's great.
I have the worst like situation of like I get like 5 ingredients total. It's not that much, maybe 6 if I'm really feeling myself. 2 of them every time are guac and queso, and it just destroys. Like it's, I look at my friend who just got like a chicken burrito with nothing added, but like he's got a bunch of beans,
Yeah, he's got like
salsa,
$9.
cheese, $9. I'm going, it's like 13, and he's arguably got more food than me, and I'm like, oh,
Good point.
run it though. Guac and queso, it has to happen.
You get the steak too.
I've had their queso like
Yeah, I get the
once
steak
ever.
too. I love their queso, bro.
It is
Really?
good.
It's so good.
All right, go.
Uh-huh.
Since we got the same, can we go backwards 1 second and say if you had to get a Chick-fil-A meal right now, what would it be? Do you have a quick? Mine would just be the biggest nugget they have with fries and Chick-fil-A sauce. Whatever the biggest single serve nugget they have, that will be my Chick-fil-A. I want to do the same thing for Chipotle too. What would yours be,
That's
Devin?
good.
I'm checking the app right now. I feel like
Oh, all right, Sean, go for it.
Spicy deluxe meal with no pickle.
Dude, pickles are trash. I agree.
I hate pickles so much. Was it olives we talked about? And
I hate olives too.
Olives are the worst. Devin, how do you feel about olives?
fuck olives.
All right, good thing we're all friends. Yeah, so I get
Bunch
the
of white
spicy
dudes.
deluxe meal with fries and the drink. Sometimes I'll do a milkshake if I'm really feeling it, but usually it's just like a water or a lemonade.
Milkshake's a toss up. It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
I'll say it's literally called the GOAT in my, like I could name it something because it's like the best possible meal I could have gotten. But it's literally no pickles on the number 1, or like just the regular chicken sandwich, right? No
The OG.
pickles, buffalo sauce to dip it in, ketchup with the fries, Powerade
Nice.
every
Wow.
time.
Oh, Chick-fil-A
Perfect.
sauce. I forgot.
I can have that.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
I could eat that at 11 in the morning. I could eat that at 8 p.m. It doesn't matter. I'm loving it anytime.
Not 11.
No,
PM,
it's
though.
not
Let's get it
McDonald's,
clear.
bro. I'm not loving it.
Not 11 p.m. I don't think Chick-fil-A has ever been open past 10. All those good little Christians have to go to bed. So
Yeah, they got church the next morning, especially on Saturdays.
they got church
Especially on
next
Saturdays. Get it right.
morning. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So since we all love Chipotle so much, let's go down our most probable Chipotle order. I'm gonna go first. I would get white rice. I'm gonna get a bowl, by the way. Sorry. Get a bowl, white rice, no beans. I'm gonna get double meat of some kind. Like I don't like it to just be
Wait,
one kind of meat.
I know what it's going to be. Can I guess?
Yeah,
Steak and barbacoa.
probably steak and barbacoa. Every now and then I want the chicken, but that's probably the least consistent menu item at
Yes.
Chipotle is the
I
chicken.
agree.
So it's steak and barbacoa. That's a good pick. I like that a lot. Double meat is a necessity. Let me think about the next thing that comes in mind. Probably a little bit of corn salsa. I like the corn salsa.
Mm.
Not a lot. A little bit of sour cream. I'm that guy with the light. I say light, and they're like, "Is that enough?" I'm like, "That's too much," but it's over now. Gotta move on
Scoop
now.
it out.
Trash it.
And then-
Start over.
Yep. Always guac. And then 9 times out of 10, I'll get lettuce as well. And I would say more than half the time chips. And they got some really good like lemonades there.
Get cheese.
Like
Do you get
lemonade a lot?
cheese? Do you say that? Like
Mm.
regular cheese?
Oh, I do get cheese. Forgot.
Mm.
Yep. And then the lemonade probably. If I'm gonna drink something from there, it's gonna be a lemonade.
Nice.
They got good lemonade.
They do.
Fun fact, that is the only place I'll consistently sorry, Chipotle, you're hearing this now. That's the only place I'll consistently get water cups and every time fill it with lemonade. I don't know why. It's like a ritual of mine. If I'm eating there, I am getting a water cup, acting like I'm pushing the water button and really just getting lemonade. And there was only one time I didn't do it. It's because the lady said, you better put water in there. She knew. She knew. She saw the look in my eyes.
Yeah.
When I asked for that water cup, she said he's gonna get lemonade.
Dude, the amount of times we've gone to Chipotle after climbing and I've never noticed you do that it's surprising to me.
That's
Hey,
I
if
got
you
my
don't
eye on
notice-
you next time.
If you don't notice,
Actually,
the
I'll probably
employees are
like,
noticing.
is that a water cup? And then you're like, yeah, I'll probably like, nice.
Nice.
Dude, if this podcast blows up, you should forget about getting lemonade ever again at a Chipotle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
man.
gonna be like,
Looking
this is the
out
guy.
They're gonna be like, this
That's
is for
him.
water, right?
Jesus.
Don't
Don't do it anywhere else. I don't know why.
dang.
Good lemonade.
While you're talking about it, what's your order, Devin?
Oh, I get a bowl every time. White rice, no beans. I like your
My
style.
man.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. And then steak. I don't think I've ever tried double meat, but I want to try the barbacoa thing now.
Dude,
But
do it.
steak, queso, guac, and lettuce. That's it. Oh, fajita veggies too. Those smack.
Nice.
I love peppers.
You
That's
do?
it. Yeah. That's been a new addition within this past year, though. Before that, it was like just the 5 ingredients.
I like peppers. I don't get them that often in my Chipotle bowl.
I like peppers in stir fry, but only sweet peppers. I hate hot peppers.
Mm,
I love spicy food.
I don't.
cannot say the same.
You get chips, Devin?
No, that's the one time where I'm like, and it's just because I'm like,
It's a lot of
damn,
thought.
guac and queso. This is a lot. I'm running up a tab, so I'm like, chips, I just can't. But
Yeah.
if I'm eating with somebody and they get chips, I will
Oh, you're
100%
definitely
take at
snagging
least
some.
5 of them. Yeah, and just like
Yeah.
dip my bowl with the chip. Amazing.
Yeah, if I'm with
So
someone
good.
else, I like to try to split it. Like try to get
Mhm.
some.
Definitely
try to
stolen
eat
at
some
least
chips.
a bit of both your chips for sure.
I believe it.
Yeah, you've definitely done that for sure. And I haven't forgotten about it.
Yeah, you remember the lemonade.
And next time we go, I'm gonna be like, 5 chips, please.
You better get your own
Yeah,
chips.
yeah. If we ever go to Chipotle now, you're not gonna let me get away with the water cup, and you are not
No,
letting me get
I'm
away.
gonna be
You
like,
are a
"Yo, this guy is lying. He's a liar." Like pointing to the
You are a
people working.
delinquent with Chipotle, bro.
You
I
thought
know.
you were giving him water.
really-
This is lemonade.
I have no man. I
Chip
go to
thief.
Chick-fil-A, and I'm a great person there. But
Great
I go
citizen.
to
It's that
yeah,
Christian influence.
exactly. That's a lie. Actually, I finessed Chick-fil-A, but Chipotle is I'm better off.
Dude, I have a funny story about finesse. Tell your Chipotle order, and then I got a random story, and then we'll do our third.
Amazing. I get white rice, sometimes black beans, but sometimes I get double steak. Instead
This
of
guy
that.
wasn't host, I'd kick him right now.
Sometimes I get black beans and steak. Sometimes I get double steak. I'll get queso, hot salsa, and cheese, guac, and lettuce, and then sometimes chips.
That's solid. I used to get the
That is
cheese,
solid.
and then I cut it out. It really didn't make that big of a difference. Like maybe a little bit of creaminess, and like that's
You
it.
already got the queso.
You get the queso.
Yeah, exactly. It's already there. But
Nice. Random sidebar. We all have a mutual friend named Austin, not me.
Hmm.
And we went to, Kendall and I went to visit him in Myrtle Beach one time. And he used to work at the Ripley's Museum. Like, I don't know what exactly the name of it, but it's like Ripley's something museum. He
Believe it
hadn't
or
worked
not.
there for months. Yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum or something. It's not like a bunch of random displays. Like they just have like fish and then some cool stuff. And it's just a random attraction. It was a cool museum though. Austin hadn't worked there for months, bro. Like maybe even like a whole year he hadn't worked there. He used to like work night shift cleaning the floors. And it was like pretty short lived, but he knew all the lingo. So there was this hugely long line, and Austin was like, "No, we're definitely not waiting in that line, and we're definitely not paying for tickets." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, come on, just play along." And he still had like this little fob, so he like tried to tap the fob. I think I might be like getting a few details wrong, but the gist is going to be the right So he like tapped the fob or something, and they were like, "Oh, it doesn't seem like it's working." He was like, "Oh yeah, it's done that before. I don't know what's going on, but can I use my two?" So there was like some little acronym. I don't know what the acronym was, but it was basically like to get free tickets for people. He was like, "Yeah, can I use those two?" And then we can just go around. And then they were like, "Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let me just see what I can do here." And then like they couldn't get it to work, and they were like, "Yeah, y'all just go ahead on through." So we paid $0 for like 3-day passes. And yeah, he just totally, and we skipped the whole line, just finessed the whole system.
Bro.
It was ridiculous. And I was like,
Um,
I cannot believe that just worked. He was like, "Let's go." And then like the whole rest of the day, he would like randomly be like, "We yeeted the fuck out of that place."
Oh my God, that's
Oh,
amazing.
it was so funny,
The
dude.
confidence.
I'll never forget.
I wonder why I still
Anyway.
had the fob. He was just in case.
For that
Just in
reason.
case.
Yeah, literally
Probably
that exact
just
reason.
to get the free
We are
get the free
not
day
waiting
pass.
in that line.
Dude, that was so crazy.
Determined.
Anyway, let's do our third. Devin, you got your third?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, I guess it's just based off like, all right, this one's gonna be different. I don't know if it's like genuinely the true-hearted third, because I'll say like an honorable mention after we all get to our third that I think might
No,
have
do your
gotten it.
honorable mention before.
Okay, all right. Well, I will say McDonald's is consistent. I don't go that much. It's kind of shitty. Well, it is shitty, but it's like pretty easy. Can
It's
get
cheap.
what I want to get there. I've gone there a good amount of times. It's cheap. Yeah, exactly. But what I would say is my third, and this is the sweet southern side of me, Bojangles. It's solid.
It is extremely solid. They have some really good chicken tenders, but it's so inconsistent.
Yeah,
So inconsistent.
that's my gripe with it.
You like I can go in there and like find the nicest person ever who's gonna make me the best biscuit I've ever had in the world, or someone that just absolutely despises me for absolutely no reason and is
Yeah.
gonna make the grossest chicken I've ever put
Yeah, someone
in my
who-
mouth ever.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
But when it's good, I'm in heaven. It is.
Dude,
good.
yeah.
And the fries, those might be the best fries actually. Cajun
I think they
fries,
might be. They're great.
no
they're
sauce
great.
needed. They're just
For me.
amazing.
I
The
mean,
mac
dip
and
them in honey
cheese,
mustard even. They're amazing.
Oh, I do like
That's
the
the only fast food place that can do mac and cheese well too, in my opinion.
I've never had their mac and cheese, but well, maybe once, but I don't remember it.
Mm.
I think the Supremes at Bojangles, they
Mm.
get a goat pick for fast food chicken for sure.
Mhm.
I would get, my mom and I used to eat those so often. Like it was like a habit. Like if it was me and her going out anywhere for like 10 years straight, it'd be like, trying to get some Bojangles.
The Bojangles.
Every time. Get a
Nice.
Supreme box.
But
Yeah. Way too
it's
many
tough.
biscuits. Always come with so
Oh,
many biscuits in those
I
Supreme
love
boxes.
the biscuits though. They're probably the
But they're-
saltiest things in the world, but they're so
good.
good.
They're good for like 15 minutes. And then once they get cold for the first time, they're trash.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
I'm not about them.
It's got to be like the first thing you eat, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. Has to be.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's true.
I like that pick. I'm
Good one.
gonna switch yours. Bojangles is gonna be my honorable mention, and then McDonald's is gonna be my third.
Really?
I
did
haven't
not
eaten
expect
McDonald's
that.
in a very long time, but I used to eat it a lot whenever I didn't care as much. And I think it's delicious.
It's good.
Like their
It's
breakfast is so, I mean, it's pretty consistent. Like I would assume it's hard to mess up as a
Mm.
McDonald's worker. I don't know. Never worked at McDonald's, but I would assume it's like you just do these particular tasks in this order, and then boom, there's how it tastes, because it's all like frozen and pre-made. The McGriddle for breakfast, dude,
It's a good idea.
so good.
McGriddle's
McGriddle's
a great
so good.
idea.
It's a great idea. I love it. Always loved a McGriddle. I mean, quarter pounder with cheese, can't go wrong with that. And I do agree, their fries are pretty ridiculously good.
I
Yeah,
never had a Big Mac. It's like to this day, I want to have.
I
one.
have never had a
But
Big Mac either.
Really?
I'm not
Never had a
interested in
Big Mac
those
either.
big, like the
Like a
big
lot.
fat things of like
Patty,
the
like
the
the
bread is
patties.
so big. No, the
Yeah.
bread.
Bread, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would want 3 pieces of bread. Like I don't get it.
Taking that all in one bite just seems like a mission. Seems like it'd be difficult, you know?
Yeah. No. I will say, of all the places that have milkshakes that are fast food restaurants, I would say McDonald's is the worst.
I would agree with that.
So that could knock it out of the top 3, just that alone. I would say
I
they're
love-
the absolute worst milkshakes of any fast food restaurant ever.
I love McFlurries.
No, you don't.
I'm not gonna lie. I love
No, you
McFlurries.
I do like
And
Someone-
M&M
I don't hate
McFlurry.
or I don't
Yeah.
love them.
Chick-fil-A's milkshakes are way better. Shake Shack
Oh,
milkshakes are way
They
better.
kill it.
Cookout milkshakes are
Cookout.
way better.
Cookout
Well,
would have
McDonald's,
had
dude,
it, but
they've been around for. Go ahead. No,
it's too it's too like greasy for me to go to Cookout consistently, you know?
no, I'm not a cookout consistent kind of guy. No,
Mm-hmm.
no. I never really enjoyed it that much. You get a lot of food for pretty cheap, though. I will say that.
That's a big one too. The Cookout trays, so much food.
It's good for college kids.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Anyway, yeah, and my honorable mention would be Bojangles for all the reasons that we already talked about. So, Sean, what you got?
Fantastic.
You guys got some good ones. Bojangles and McDonald's would be 2 honorable mentions for me. I love
Ooh,
this.
Oh,
But my number 3 has got to be Cookout.
away.
We
Way
suck,
too
dude.
similar.
We
Suck.
suck.
No one's
That's
gonna watch
hilarious.
this.
It's
Oh my God,
hilarious.
these guys are such squares.
So hilarious.
This is not planned, dude. We've never talked about it.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
Yeah, not a joke. Number 3, definitely Cookout. I feel like that's mostly just because of the volume of Cookout that I've eaten over my college career, to be honest. I've never been a Cookout person before college. I probably
Dude.
would have answered either McDonald's or Taco Bell or something.
Paradigm. Every Sunday we would get some Cookout.
Oh, you're right.
Senior year.
Gotta
My,
be-
It's more than you
your
even
senior
thought.
year. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, just like the volume of food for like pretty cheap, and like you can get like a burger and like a chicken quesadilla and like some fries. Well, okay, I'm giving you my order right now. It's a Cookout tray with a burger and fries and chicken quesadilla, and then I'll get a milkshake. And it's
Mm.
it's probably more expensive now, but back in the day it was like $5, like senior. Like
Dude, now
senior
it's
year of
like
high school.
6. It's 6 now.
Yeah, it's still
6.25 maybe.
That's it?
It's
stupid
super
It's
cheap.
still great.
Super
Still
cheap.
super cheap.
So
A
much
drink,
food.
2 sides, and food. Like
I mean, you get at least triple the calories from that as you do a $14 Chipotle meal.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know.
literally.
Debatable if that's a good thing or not. But
I mean, yeah, the greasy thing, that's a good argument. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't go there too often just for that reason, but like as far as being in college and fast food restaurants that I go to, that one
Good.
is up there.
Pete. It's
good,
a
it's
classic
cheap.
for college. I will say service usually very
Trash.
slow.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
And people, Cookout employees get mad just for no reason. I was making an order and I said, "Can I have a moment?" And the guy left. He left. Someone came back like 2 minutes later and was like, "I don't know where that guy went," and took my order. He said,
way.
"I said, can I have a moment?" He said, "A moment," and that was it. That was the last words. That was the last words that I had ever heard.
dude, he was having a bad day, and that just made him quit. He never came back to Cookout ever again. He walked out the back door and went home, bro.
A moment?
I shouldn't have asked for a moment. The menu is huge. It's huge.
The menu is
I'm like,
huge, and I hate how it's above your face. So you're like,
it's so hard to
yeah.
read. There's
It
like
is hard to
70
read.
different just milkshakes. Just
Yeah.
milkshakes alone.
they should
That's
just
true.
they should just list the ingredients they have, and then you just you know what I mean. That would probably be easier.
Also, every time I get a burger there, because I get a burger every time, they make me list off every single ingredient I want. Do you know how much of a pain that is to be like lettuce, onions, pickles?
Did you say
ketchup,
onions? What'd you say? Say that again.
onions, onions.
One more time?
Onions,
No way. You say
onions?
onions? It's onions.
onions. That's how y'all say
There
it.
we go.
That's good.
Good job.
Have you
That's
guys
like a
watched the
different
show
part.
Arrested Development?
I see bits
Yes.
and pieces.
There's do you remember the kid that they adopted, and he like came in and he said onion, and they just like thought that was what his name was? Kind of like what it sounded like when you said onion.
Saying it like y'all did felt really wrong.
That's
Onion.
so funny.
I feel like I'm skipping a whole part of like the
Onion? No,
Yeah,
there's no
I feel like I
G.
really get into it. I mean,
There's no
I know
Y
that,
and there's
I know
no
it's not
G.
spelled with a G or a Y, but it just
Well, that means you're saying it wrong.
okay, I guess that's fair.
Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah, the G is silent and
Interesting.
non-existent.
So all
Uh,
that means all these times I've been going to cookout, they're just thinking I'm a clown.
that's probably why they're
Asking
getting
for-
mad. I've never had a cookout employee mad at me. That's why they're getting mad at you, bro.
Yeah, dude. They're like, oh, it's the
They just-
onion kid
They
again.
can't believe it.
Damn
The
it.
onion guy's here, man. He needs a moment. Can you
Oh
imagine?
my god. Need a moment.
Imagine needing a moment at cookout.
Every time. And I get the same shit too. I get the same shit.
Because
It's
you have to
brutal.
like read a book to get the thing that you
It's
want.
true.
That's what I'm
It's true.
saying.
I will say that's one of my bigger gripes with it. But
Mhm. I
well,
also feel like a kid asking for a big double burger. I feel like just I don't know why. I feel like a child when I say that.
Pretty funny. They get the big double. Yeah.
Big double burger.
They're trying to little bro you.
I just yeah. I just want a
do you want a
burger.
toy with it too?
That's what Tom Segura would say. You want a toy with it too, bud? Huh? No, I'm just kidding. I
God.
got you. Big double coming right up.
Uh,
That'd be great.
That's a
Love
good
it.
list though. So we've got the
That is a
same.
good list.
If it was 5,
If it was 5, we'd have
seems
the
like
same 5.
we'd have the same. That's
It's crazy.
despicable. That's terrible.
man.
I will say, if it's past midnight, Taco Bell is good. Anytime before that, I'm really doing myself dirty.
Pretty sure
Yeah.
Taco Bell is not open past midnight.
It's
Oh,
up
yeah,
until
they
2.
are.
You
It's up until 2.
They used to have this
Oh, it
thing
is.
called fourth meal.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I don't know what you're thinking about,
Something
Sean. Yeah.
I don't know, but I like.
You're thinking
Taco
about
Bell.
Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. That's what you're thinking
Oh,
about.
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All
oops.
day. Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. Also,
is
Chick-fil-A
heartbreaking.
ending breakfast at 10:30 is just despicable.
Yeah, it's criminal.
I'm gonna stand by that. Noon. At least do noon. You know,
They need to
Dude,
start a
no, bro.
McDonald's
They gotta-
breakfast all day. Like
McDonald's stopped that during COVID.
Oh, they did?
I don't know if it's back now. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense because that's how Chick-fil-A just pushes everything out so fast.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
quick. Even
Maybe they
like
know
the
what I want
mall
better than I know.
locations. Like you ever notice like mall locations for every other restaurant are like Cheeks, and then mall locations for Chick-fil-A are like right on it.
Pristine.
Yeah.
Pristine.
They're
That's
just
so
same.
true.
They're just same.
That's so true.
Interesting. All right. Anyway, that's enough about restaurants.
I really
That's
got into
good.
that one.
Yeah. Wow. We're too similar. Damn it.
Yes.
All right. Well, shall we end it with our thought of the week?
Yeah.
Down for
Let's
it.
end it with thought of the week,
Cool.
like I always
Cool.
do. Sean, you want to go first?
Yeah.
I always kick it to
go
you.
first. My thought of the week is not, maybe it's because I just haven't had much of a week, but I don't have a very deep thought to convey. I was just thinking about it pretty much all day today because there's construction around the corner. And I was thinking about how long it takes construction to complete, start to finish, pretty much everywhere you go. Doesn't matter how big the size is, it always takes way longer than you think it would.
I have an emotional reaction to that thought
Yeah.
because I've been impacted.
I was
Big
driving to
thought.
class. I was driving to class and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna be late.
I've been impacted and I'm being impacted right now by a different thing. And they're both like the worst things that they just, you forget about them. And then you see this construction that makes you have to take a detour. And it's like, God, I hate this.
Yes. And it's so infuriating when I drive to like on the weekends to Charlotte for percussion group.
Mhm.
80 that route that I take is just like all construction for like quite a few miles. And it's been like that since I started college, and it's so horrible.
It's a long time.
It is a long time.
Took like
Yeah.
6 months in wax off for them to make a roundabout. 6 months.
True.
I feel
True.
like you just tear up concrete and make circular concrete, and that's a roundabout.
Sounds about
Devin
right.
Dwyer, 2022.
Yeah. Let's quote that one.
Town mayor, people, I can do what you need done.
On our YouTube community tab, we're gonna have like one of those motivational quote type things. I feel like you just rip up
That's it,
concrete
yeah.
and then make circular concrete. Guest number 2, Devin Dwyer. Put the date on it. It's a good
Very
idea.
good. Yeah.
Oh my
And then we'll
god.
put underneath, how y'all
Sell a
feel about
pin.
this? And then the eyeballs emoji, like,
Yeah, that's good.
sad
Your best
reacts
friend's
only.
pin.
Y'all rocking with Devin's opinion? Question mark, question mark.
Cleanest in the game.
If not, here's his address. No, I'm just kidding.
God. I get
I'm just
leaked
kidding.
on my first ever
Doxed
podcast.
instantly.
Doxed instantly. Yeah, so that was my thought. Not particularly deep, just something I was thinking about today as I was driving around places.
No, I
Yeah.
agree.
Super annoying.
I'm sure there's a lot, but like there was a building on our campus that my freshman year, there was like a cut through. Everybody took it from the place that we walked. It was like the freshman dorms. Everybody took that cut through to get to class. It was like the way to go. And they brought down a building, which took them like a week, bringing that building down easy. And then they built a new one in its place, and it just finished last week. And it's like, out of all years that I could have been going and needed to walk through this walkway, those were the only two that I would have used it the most. And now I'm gone and it's back.
Damn,
So frustrating.
No, it's tragedy.
that is tragedy. I'll get my thought of the week real quick. I think my thought of the week is just about like, what do people really mean when they say they don't have time for something? I've so often, it's been like a point of contention for me in social dealings for like, I don't know, a long time. When I'll hear someone say that they didn't have time, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you didn't have time? What do you mean you didn't have time? Especially when it's like something that I've also had to do and I did, or hundreds of thousands of people do that thing with the same time constraints on a daily basis. I just get concerned about the words that people choose to use. Did you really not have time? Like, I bet you had time. Or if you didn't have time, you're probably right, but it's also probably your fault.
Imagine
Like,
if every time someone told you they didn't have time, you had them say what the actual truth was, which was, I didn't feel I had time that I was willing to sacrifice to do this.
That
And
should
then
be an acceptable response, though. That should be
Yeah.
an acceptable response. But
Yeah.
like, think about being in a workplace or think about being at school. These are the two most easy to grasp ones, where there's a clear hierarchical, setup. And you say to someone who is going to ask you, hey, where's that thing? Someone who's above you, probably, right? Someone who oversees what you're doing. And if you say, I didn't want to do it, I chose not to make time for it because I don't value that thing and I don't think it's important. If someone told me that, I'd be like, damn, let's talk about that. Let's unpack that. Maybe we need to change something here. Or you don't belong here because you clearly don't have the same set of values as us. One of the two things is probably true. One, the company needs to change what they're doing, or the school needs to change what they're doing, because that thing, dude, it gave me the thumbs up.
Yeah, dude, it's done that like 4 times throughout this
Really?
podcast,
Yeah,
right?
I did it a
Seen it
couple
once
of times.
today. That's funny. It always does it when I'm like getting into it. I guess I talk with my
Yeah,
hands
dude.
when I'm getting
Doing
into it.
this, and then it's like,
Yeah. It always thinks I'm giving thumbs up. I'm giving thumbs down, bro. Anyway. Yeah, basically the entity needs to change something, or the individual needs to not be involved with that entity. Probably. That's the real truth. But then that's like uncomfortable, and no one wants to have uncomfortable conversations. So instead it's like, I didn't have time. And then what's the other person going to say if they're somewhat of a nice person? Oh, I understand. Like, let's just try to get that done. And then the whole situation diffuses itself. And then that happens again, and it happens again, happens again, happens again. If you just said, I don't think that we should be doing this. I think it's not valuable. I think it's a complete waste of my time. Now you're seen as like a dickhead, Like, we get these, I shouldn't talk too much or else I get fired, but we get these like surveys all the time about like, oh, like what would help? I'm like, not doing these surveys. Like, not having to go to these certain meetings and do these certain mundane tasks that don't add anything to anybody at all. That's what we should do, and those are my responses. And have I ever been approached about why that is and why I feel that way? Of course not. Anyway,
yeah,
I think it should be more acceptable for people to say, I did not want to do it. I did not value it. It does not excite me. That's why I didn't do it. It's not because he didn't have time. I promise to God you had time.
Such a more
Yeah,
honest
people
response.
typically have more time than they think they do.
I just prefer people to be just radically honest, because then we can deal with like a real situation, like a real
Mhm.
problem that might be occurring if you're really actually honest. But if you say I don't have time, or are you supposed to solve that problem with them, or are you supposed to sit down with them and structure their day and see where they're, they're probably not going to do that unless it's like a student teacher or mentor to mentee situation.
Yeah, I had an emotional response to that one. Yeah, I share.
I always do.
share that.
Every time I hear that, like, you didn't have time? No way.
Yeah. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure you didn't have time? I mean, I don't know. It's okay if you don't want to do it though.
Yeah,
If you don't
or
want to.
I didn't feel good. Like I felt like crap. I needed to rest. Like I was getting burnt out. I needed to take some time for myself. I don't know. Like so many other responses that are the real truth. I would love to hear those more often than I would like to hear I didn't have time. It's probably not true.
Yeah.
A lot of times where the real truth would be like an understandable, and then there's other times where someone would just like have to like be like, where's my paperwork for this? You'd be like, oh, I didn't do that because the new episode of the show came out last night that I wanted to watch. And they'd be like,
Yeah, but that tells you something. That's like, well, you clearly valued that more than you value this.
Yeah,
So
it's a little
respect.
cold honesty.
I'd be like, damn, all right, word. Can you get that done right now?
Appreciate the
Like,
honesty.
that's probably what I would say.
Oh man, that's funny.
It's good.
What's your thought of the week, Devin? Or thought of forever? Thought of the last
Multiple thoughts,
life.
it sounds like too.
Yeah, so I'll narrow it down to two because I want to do one.
Let me guess. Did you just look at something that you wrote down?
Yeah.
Okay. I saw you look. I saw you look in a direction. I was like,
Yeah, we got a little bit of a little notes.
Oh, whoa.
Dang.
All right.
Writing a book.
I'm excited.
All right.
He's like,
all
oh,
right.
we got 3 hours, right, guys? Right.
I can't tell. Would y'all want to hear the like deeper one first or the more goofy one first?
Devin, you say whatever you want to say.
That's the thing. I'm not.
Okay,
I don't have-
goofy.
I have no preference. I'll do goofy first. Yeah.
You're making it sound like you made this decision.
No.
You're like, oh,
You
okay,
said
I'm
when
decided.
you said. I
Decided.
realized after I said goofy that you had just said. It sounds. My like brain didn't process it. All right.
No, you're just taking credit.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. One of them. What would be if you could be like top of the game in any genre of music? Which one would have like the best lifestyle associated with it?
Oh my God. The best lifestyle associated with it?
I listen to a lot of rap. I don't think I'd want to be the best rapper in the world.
I think hip hop would be good.
Yeah.
You think hip hop would be good?
Not rap. Hip hop. Like
I
I'm
feel
talking like
hip-hop.
I'm talking like Drake lifestyle, bro.
Mm.
Dude.
Okay. That's a good point.
He's the top of the game.
Yeah.
And if you're
that's
asking
true.
me if I want to be the top of the game, like the top of the game in country music, not as many options, let's say, because I like basketball a lot. A lot of hip hop artists are very entrenched in the NBA. So if I could take one person's lifestyle, that person's lifestyle would be Drake.
Mm.
Because he's put himself entrenched so well into the NBA community, and I would love that. Be able to sit courtside whenever I want, wherever I want, at whatever stadium I want, whatever night I want. Damn.
He really has. I just feel like hip hop though comes with the most beef. Like the most people that have like had like any type of like death in the past 5 years. If it's a celebrity musician, a lot of them been like rappers, whether that's drugs or like
it's true.
violence. That's been the truth. I don't think Drake.
Yes.
I don't think Drake's getting shot. Knock on wood.
I mean, I hope not.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
he
mean,
probably
there's
has-
a line, I don't remember the song, but it's like, and I've never even committed one crime. Like that's one of the lines that say he's like very, very clean, like probably kind of a square. Like
I couldn't believe
but-
he was that honest about it on his music. I feel like he would at least hold a little bit of a standard, but people just know he's like that kid from Degrassi type thing.
Dude, he's the goat of hip hop. I don't know what anyone says.
I agree.
We should do that. Goat of music genres. I'll just give two off the top of my head. Luke Bryan is the goat of modern country, and Drake is the goat of hip hop. Anyway,
I know only one country musician that I like because I don't listen to that much country, and it's been heavily influenced by the people I live with. But Morgan Wallen, he's got country music I'll actually listen to.
he's blowing up right now, man.
I think I listen
Yeah.
to any country music.
That's good.
So one dimensional.
Good.
There's other dimensions. I just feel like country isn't the one for me. I'm
It's
pretty
easy listening though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was at the lake this weekend, and like country was just on, and that was the time I felt okay with it because it's like, this is the place that I should be listening to it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're around a lot of people, it's like, I got friends. What I mean? Everyone's just, hanging out.
And so I'm gonna
yes.
send you some good country music, Sean, that you'll enjoy.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
There's
I'll
some
try to put you
bops
on.
out there.
I believe it. I'm not really entrenched in it, but I believe it.
Mhm.
What else you got, Devin? What's your deeper one?
Okay. All right. This one, it's kind
Ooh,
of gonna
it's
be
getting
jumbled
close to
because
the mic.
I had the whole like thought of it, but I'm just gonna read what I wrote because it's kind of a long thing, but I just was like having the thought and just running with it. So as humans, our ability to like step out of the present moment and think about and like to be able to analyze like away from what is happening right then and there is kind of what separates us from like a lot of like animals on this planet, like every other animal. Like that's what we're able to do, and allows us to handle like complex situations and thoughts. However, peace of mind is associated with being able to be in a present moment and like not be stepping out and always assessing in every different way. And so it's like, is there like a spectrum where it hurts more than it helps? And also as a side note, because I thought this was funny, does that mean animals are the most at peace?
Yes. I have a lot of thoughts on this. I've thought about this a whole lot. One, when I was younger, maybe in high school, I used to have this thought of if I was just a little bit dumber, I would be so much happier. Like my brain, it like really wants to solve a problem. And if there's not a problem in front of me, I'll make a problem. So that because I'm like, it's this addiction to solving some kind of problem. And I know that it is an addiction, and an addiction is something that it's hard to stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I thought that so often when I was younger. I was like, if I could just be ignorant, it'd be so much easier to be in the now. And I know when I'm in the now, I am far happier than when I'm in the past or the future. Yeah, I don't know. I think these books and these readings and the listenings about like awareness and mindfulness and being in the now, I think they are for a particular type of person and a particular intelligence level of person. So yeah, blessing and a curse. Whoa, I saw you sneeze, but I didn't even hear
didn't
it.
hear
It was
it.
silent.
That
That
was
was
weird.
impressive. You really
Just
covered it up. That was
muffled the
great.
shit out of it. Thank you guys.
What's that brand? That's a great brand of
Yeah,
shirt right
it's
there.
it's their specialty
It's called
actually.
the sneeze stopper. Is that the left elbow?
Yeah.
They put the
That's
special
good.
left elbow.
Yeah.
That's good. Sneeze stopper.
It's good.
We're marketing that.
We are 100%.
There's a nose imprint.
Check it
right
out.
here. It plugs it up.
Cloudmusicsuite.com
/
sneeze stopper.
sneeze stopper.
Sneeze stopper.
I like it.
Promo code bruh.
Bruh.
Anyway, yeah, I'm with it a lot. I mean, that's a great thought to have, and it's one I've had many times. And I don't think it was jumbled. I followed what you were saying. I'm with
Yeah,
it.
it makes sense.
I do think we are probably happier and more at peace than animals now, because there's a lot of extra stimuli that they're not able to reason with. So we have the same thing happening to us, but we can reason with, okay, I'm anxious because of XYZ situation that set me off in some type of way where, I'm supposed to defend for myself right now. Like I'm supposed to fight for my life right now. And that's why my heart rate's up, and that's why I'm sweating, and that's why I'm freaking out. I got another thumbs up from freaking Zoom here. Every time. I gotta figure this out. I'm sure there's a way to turn it off, but anyway. But like if a cat, here's a hugely like loud thump outside, like they're getting the garbage can or something. The city's collecting trash. Then the cat's like anxious and like freaking out, or like a fire alarm's going off, and the dog is like losing their mind because it's loud, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is a signal for me to be freaking out, and I need to like run for my life, or I need to fight." I think they get pulled around, and they're not as in control of unnecessary stimuli response as we are. So I would say probably base level humans have the ability to be more at peace and happier.
Yeah, we can have that awareness.
Yeah.
We have the ability to step back, but a lot. Yeah. We have.
We can decide: is this an imminent threat or no?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think it might also depend more. Like, all right, what you were talking about, because I was thinking about that a good bit too, right? How does it compare to like if we compare the stress levels throughout the day of like my cat versus like a modern day human? While they do get afflicted by that, let's say there's a loud ass noise, some shit goes down. My cat will like get up, look at it for like 5 minutes. Noise doesn't happen again. They are like, it's almost like it didn't happen. They're just right back to whatever they're doing. And also the amount of time that I'll walk into a room and just see my cat just like slumped out, doing nothing, chilling, and can do that for like 2 hours straight with no worries at all. And then he's not going to get up and be like, I just wasted my 2 hours. Now I got to go be productive or get up, like work out. Like they're just like, I didn't have to do anything. So I slept, and now I'm up and I'm going to move because I want to walk around. So it's like, I don't know. It's like a toss up, because I agree with that. But at the same time, when there's nothing going on around them, they're chilling a lot of the time.
Very true. What's your thought, Sean?
But that's the case for house pets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking.
Most
If you're in the
animals out
woods,
in the wild,
deer are stressing from the minute they wake up.
Yeah, people
when
are
they go to
like,
bed.
or not people. Animals are running for their life constantly, and like always like making sure. I mean, people might be. But,
Some people are.
Some people are. Not in. I mean, there are still civilizations that are not like us.
Yeah. Animals have to be like on their toes. Cats, I mean, dogs, sure, they're just chilling. They get whatever they want.
Big chilling. Yeah.
It's like the thing they have to worry about is the loud thump outside.
And that's it.
And that's it. Yeah.
That's literally it.
I don't know. But they're also probably more present. Like the animals that are in the wild are probably more present and realistic with what is likely to come to them, rather than telling themselves a story and digging themselves into a weird mental hole. So I don't know. It's a spectrum. I feel like depends on the person, depends on the animal, depends on a lot of things. It's an interesting thought.
I feel like back to what you said, Austin, about the fact that like the person who maybe was like a little bit dumber would be able to just like chill a little bit more, not have to worry about as much shit. But then there's like the person that constantly needs to be solving problems, always has that in front of them. I feel like for humans as a whole, and this might even be a spectrum in itself as well, where like we can push it too far, but I feel like a collective group of people too worried about always trying to solve problems will advance quicker. But it's like, I don't know, at that point, like, what are we advancing if like the people that are like dumber are still surviving and just not as worried about shit? I don't know.
I think a better way for us to say this is that ignorance is bliss, and that's kind of what we're saying here.
Yeah.
It's
a more refined way to put it.
Yeah, we should probably. I was thinking, like, man, that's kind of
saying it.
Somewhat offensive. We should
Luckily, I feel like not a lot of people will categorize themselves willingly as a dumb person, so that no one like dumb is going to be watching this and be like,
yeah,
hey.
I'm one of those dumb ones.
It's me. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is like this permeates all the way through, like the like when you hear the simple life,
Mm.
the simple life is a life that tries not to have that many problems, like they want to have a piece of land and like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but like someone that is trying to live the simple life probably is not, let's just put it in the financial space, probably not going out and picking individual stocks to buy and analyzing. And that's a problem that, I'm making for myself and other people are making for themselves, deciding which company is worth my money. I would not consider that part of the simple life. Part of the simple life would be, put this money in a bank and hope and pray that as I get older, I'll be able to live off this money. But I'm going to go with the lowest stress outcome. I feel like the lowest stress outcome is never the most optimal outcome in the advanced society, I guess.
Good way to put it. I agree.
I mean, at the same token, you can fuck yourself over if you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to pick stocks, like people that were buying GameStop.
Too high risk can still be.
You can
so
create the wrong problem for yourself to solve.
It's a very good point. Yeah,
Chasing the wrong stuff.
for sure.
Little fun.
Anyway.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
My only investments that I had to log for the entire year of 2021 for my tax purposes was a $2 profit of GameStop. That's the only thing. I bought other stocks, but I just haven't sold yet. But that was, I jumped in, immediately felt nervous, and then like an hour later, it was positive, and I sold.
You're like, you know what? I was not in the best headspace when I bought this.
I said, this life is not for me.
Oh my God. No, the trader, like the hype train trader stuff.
Yeah.
Never. No. I can't. Speaking of problems for yourself, oh my God. Trying to get in out of the stocks in a day or a month or even trying to get out of a stock within 6 months, that's way too stressful. Like, no, I'm holding for at least 3 to 5 years if I put my money in something. Anyway, all right, let's wrap this thing up. It's late.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
All right.
We'll be heading to Dayton tomorrow. Dayton, Ohio.
You're gonna kill it?
Yes, hopefully.
Appreciate you joining us on this podcast today too.
Yeah, dude. Guest number 2. I think it was a massive success. We'll see how oh wait, we didn't pimp ourselves at all. If you're still here, subscribe, comment. Comments were down on the last episode.
Let us know what controversial opinions were there. What do you agree with?
What is your top?
A lot of people in real life tell me, yes, top 3 fast food restaurants. A lot of people in real life are like, I love the show. I'm like, you better comment, Bob.
Yeah, true. Subscribe,
drop a comment.
Like it. And we're on Spotify too. Check if you're watching on YouTube, check it out in the description. If you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. Awesome. Sweet.
It's been your best friends. Have a great day.
Thank you guys.
Adios.